I just had some yogurt. I just consumed some yogurt out of a cup. I believe you call those things cups. You know those little Yo-Plat capsules? You know the Yo-Plat capsules? I had it out of one of those. I think you can call that a cup. Traditionally, when you think of cups, you think of, you know, a normal cup. I don't need to describe to you what a normal cup looks like. You know what a normal cup looks like. Traditionally, when you think of a cup, you think of what? You think of a cup. You don't think of a Yo-Plat capsule. You don't, but I'm pretty sure you can call that a cup. I'm like 95% sure that is considered a cup. But I'm not sure. Maybe there's a more technical term for it. The things that Yo-Plat, Yo-Plate, however you pronounce the company, the things they put their yogurt in, we're gonna call it a cup. We're gonna call it a yogurt cup for the sake of this video. A yogurt cup. I just ate yogurt out of that yogurt cup. And you wanna know something? You wanna know how I feel? Would you like to know how I feel about those yogurt cups? I don't think they contain as much yogurt. Well, I don't think. It's not about what I know they don't contain as much yogurt as I'd like them to. Every time I eat yogurt, every time I eat Yo-Plat yogurt, I'm never full. I'm never satiated. I like the way it tastes. I'm a fan of the way Yo-Plat, Yo-Plate yogurt tastes. I'm quite the fan, actually. But there's not enough. There's not enough yogurt in that to keep me satiated, as I said. So, that kind of makes me a little upset. That put me in a more negative state of mind, because now I'm sitting here. I wanted to eat something. I wanted a snack that would make me feel full. I went to my fridge. I consumed a snack. But now all of a sudden, I don't feel full. So, I came in with a mission and came out with a mission unsuccessful. So you could see why a guy like me, a guy at my stature, would be slightly... Hold on, I'm looking for a word. Alright, give me a second. Will you give me a second? I'm looking for a word. Slightly... PO'd. Disgruntled. Slightly disgruntled. That's the word I'm looking for. You can see why a guy in the position I'm in would be slightly disgruntled after going to his fridge to find something to eat, only to eat something and not be filled from it with, and he went into that task with the goal of becoming full, but I never got full. You could see why a guy who was put in that specific situation would be disgruntled. Like I am disgruntled right now in this predicament. So, the only thing I have right now to genuinely pass on are bad vibes. I have a bad presence right now. Really bad presence. And I wish I could make it better. I wanna, you know, I like to be nice and upbeat. I like to encourage. But the world isn't cinnamon spice and everything nice right now. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'd like to give you something to help, you know, push you through the day, but honestly, at this point, I think I'm just gonna drag you down. Hungry people only drag people down. Quote, oh my god, quote that. That was philosophical. Hungry people only drag others down. That seems like it could possibly, potentially mean something, don't you think? That sounded somewhat smart. You see, sometimes I just start talking and I secretly unfold. Not secretly, I surprisingly unfold my secret genius. I just expose myself to the public how much of a genius I am with quotes like that. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Kind of spectacular. And it's kind of paradoxical almost, because in that scenario, I was referring to myself as the hungry person. So I'd be the hungry person dragging you people down. However, me being the hungry person, I just gave you a very, very great quote. So I didn't, even though I was the hungry person, technically I didn't drag you down. I gave you a valuable piece of information, a quote. So does that debase the value of my quote? Does it? I don't know. You tell me. It seemed good. It seemed good. It felt like a good quote. Honestly, I'd love to talk longer. Like, I wish I had more stuff. No, I could talk a little long. Do you want me to talk a little longer? I think I'll talk a little bit longer. This is a completely separate topic. This is a post I saw just yesterday. It was a post that said, this is the news. It was a post that said, conjoined twins who paid double tuition for college now only earn one, like the equivalent of one person's salary at a job. So these twins in the post I read paid double tuition for college. Now they only earn one person's worth of salary. Oh my, like, imagine that. Just imagine being those conjoined twins. If I were those conjoined twins, like, let's say, like, hypothetically, I was one half of those conjoined twins, I'd be pretty upset. I'd be pretty upset, pretty disgruntled, like I am right now. Wouldn't be happy. Probably be talking to my other half. I'd probably be in my room. We'd probably be in our room after we just accepted the job. We'd be sitting there on the bed. The blinds would be halfway closed, so like it's a kind of dark room, but you can kind of see a little bit of light getting through the blinds. We'd be talking. It would be a pretty depressing atmosphere. And in the light that's casting from the blinds, you could see little dust specks. You could, like, the light illuminates the little dust specks that are passing through the air. And I'd be talking with my other half. And let's just say, for sake of experiment here, my other half is Michael Jordan. Me and Michael Jordan were conjoined twins, which on paper doesn't really make sense because he's black and I'm white. So that would be a pretty weird, this would be a pretty weird conjoined twins scenario in full-fledged honesty. But just for the sake of argument, that's what's going on. So me and Michael Jordan were sitting there, we're looking at each other. We're saying, well, we just paid double tuition for college, now we're only earning one man's salary? You ask me. This fucking sucks. And then Michael Jordan, he looks at me and he's like, well, yeah, I don't, what do you want me to say? Do you think I like this? Do you think I'm a fan of this? I said, no, I didn't assume that, Michael. He's like, no. He's like, no. Do you think that I didn't know that? Did you think that I didn't know this was a bad situation? I said, Michael, it's no need to get that serious. No, you shut the fuck up. Michael says, you shut the fuck up. You never thought anything of me. You always thought I was the lesser half. Michael, I never said that. I don't... Why would you ever think that? No, but you never knew. You never knew. You don't... I mean, you don't know any better. Sure, you think these things in your head. Oh, Michael, you think... I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm not running through... I'm not doing this shit anymore. I'm ending this... This video is over. I've been speaking for 9 minutes and 50 seconds, for fuck's sakes. I'm done. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? I locked in for a second. I became possessed with storytelling. I'm done. This video is now past the 10-minute mark. I've spoken for too long. I've said too much. Okay, well... Anyways, thank you for your time.